Hiya folks, Thurs here. Welcome to today's stream, the first of the week in fact. And we're going to pick up where we left off. Hello Daniel, I'm fine thanks mate, and hello to those that have joined us in chat. Hopefully everybody had a somewhat pleasant weekend. So I did quite a few bits with the family. Fairly tired now actually, which isn't right for Monday, but I'm sure we'll get on okay. So I'm going to start the stream today by just heading over to the Giza Plains because we've got a few things we need to get done there, and I'm hoping that it's all going to be set up in the dry now. Hang on then, I'll sort my mic out. Hi guys, hopefully you can hear me better now. Just let me know in chat how that sounds. I'm not sure what happened, but it seems my Windows settings decided to pump the volume up on my microphone to max, and I have no idea why that is. But I've lowered it down a little bit, so just give me a shout in chat if that's working better at this point, and if it is, we'll carry on with the stream. And apologies for that. So I'll just wait a moment and then somebody can let me know. The counters in the top corner of the screen are still not working, by the way. I think that has something to do with streaming to restream more than anything else. They're not transferring across correctly through that process. Right, I'm going to assume that the chat's okay then. Brilliant, thank you. Too silky, I've no idea what that means, but Victorino says it sounds okay. All I've done is lowered the volume. I'm pretty sure that's all that had happened, is that the volume had increased too much. So I've just dropped it down a touch. I can drop it down a touch more if needed. Hello RPG Gamer. Welcome guys to those just coming back on the stream. I had a few problems with the mic and our first attempt at going live, but hopefully everything's sounding a little bit better now, so I'm not destroying your ears. So basically I went into my Windows settings and my recording device had been bung up to full. I'm not sure why that was. It should be on about 40 to 50%. Oh, thank you RPG Gamer for the subscription, appreciate that. But I'm going to assume everything's okay now. If a few others come in and mention that the mic's off, then I'll go ahead and adjust it again. So, I was just saying before I had to cut off and sort my settings out, that to start today we're just going to head over into the Giza Plains, because there's a couple of things we can do right now which we couldn't do previously because we were in the rains, but now we're in the dry. And we've got a nice bunch of gear which we've gone ahead and collected. So hopefully we'll be obliterating the content that we go through today. And I'm going to go ahead and equip the embroidered tippet. Get a little bit of experience on Balthea there. So I did do a run through trial mode up until about stage 16, so not very far, just before I started the stream to get a few license points. Since I think we're slacking a little bit in terms of powering up our team here, but hopefully we're good to go at this point. So first things first, let's go ahead and sort out one of the hunts that we need to do. And it's been a while since the geezer planes have been in the dry, so we should have a few things to catch up on. Yep, go ahead and accept. Sorry, RPG Gamer. I'm not sure what you're asking. Was that a question? Or have you still got more to type? Okay. And we also want to hand in the hunt for the Gill Snapper, which we did go ahead and complete. We killed it a couple of episodes ago. Oh, you want to know what jobs to go for? It's up to you really, RPG Gamer. There should be plenty of options over the internet, but I'd recommend, if you're going for that setup, that you have at least one tanking party member in each of those two groups of parties. Just to try and draw the aggro, so the other two can lay on with the damage or whatever the case may be. I'm going for a setup here where I've got Balthier and Bash being set up as tanks. So they'll be having decoy cast on them. We'll be using a sword and shield. But you can go for pretty much anything you want. That's just what I would recommend initially more than anything. So something like a Knight Bushi combo or Foe Breaker Shikari for one of the members in each of those parties would be helpful. Hi folks, welcome to those joining us on the stream. We've only just actually got started, but we had a few issues with sound, so we was a little bit late going. And I'm pretty sure we're heading over. I know where we're going actually, but I'm just going to double check. So we're doing this hunt here and we're going over to this section of the map. We'll make our way there. And in order to get this particular mark to show itself, we need to go ahead and clear out all the other enemies in this area. It's quite a shy one, it won't appear while there's other fiends roaming the area. Including these neutrals as well, I believe. I'm not going to bother with the chests. Just make sure we've killed everything and then we'll go ahead and leave the zone. Or leave the area. Yeah. So now the enemy should spawn, so long as I haven't missed anything here. Yep, there it is. Well, that's one of the ads, I believe. It does come with a few. And here comes the actual hunt in question. I'm not going to bother dispelling it unless somebody does it automatically. So Balthier's weapon has the sap effect on it. It's the blood sword, so it's quite a nice weapon to use. It will go ahead and add that effect to the enemies that it attacks. There we go. Cluckatrice has been vanquished. A nice easy one actually. We're still not quite at that nice number of 16 hunts down, which will give us access So a bunch of helpful stuff, actually. But we're getting there. Okay, I'm just going to check what we've got done now. I might pop over to Rabanaster in order to see if we can pick anything else up as well. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So just 2 more to go. We've actually got 2 in our logs as well. But they're probably going to be a little bit challenging for us at the moment. So let's head back to town at this point. So there's a game coming out actually on Thursday. I'm thinking I'm going to be live streaming it. I don't know if anybody else will be playing it. It's called Secret of Mana. And it was a SNES game, but it's getting the remaster treatment. And I didn't play the original. I know a few people did that have been on the stream. But from what I've heard, it's basically Final Fantasy in all but name. And I've seen a few videos of it. It does look quite interesting. So hopefully that'll be with me on Thursday. I've gone for a physical copy of that because I managed to get it a fair bit cheaper. We can actually use the Moogle to teleport around, but for some reason we're going the long way here. So we're just going to run up to the Sand Sea and check out any hunts. And then we can have a look over at Mont Blanc as well. We probably did that in the last episode, but it's been a few days since I've recorded. So you'll have to excuse me if I just go over any old ground here. So we've got 1 hunt to go for, the Feral Retriever. And this has become available to us since we've accessed Mount Baromeses. And it's one we can do quite quickly, actually. Oh, thanks for that on Twitch. Sorry, I can't see your name quite clearly because it's quite small on my screen. But yeah, no, that's appreciated feedback. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad you enjoyed that particular walkthrough of Final Fantasy VII. A few years ago now I made that one. But I'm glad to know that it helped a lot of people, actually. Okay, RPG gamer, for weak mode, you definitely want to use the... let me just show you which class. My mind's gone blank. You want Foe Breaker and Machinist. That's it. So you want Foe Breaker Machinist combo is very, very powerful in weak mode. You need to use guns, you see, RPG gamer. For weak mode, they're the only weapon that really work. So you need at least 1 Machinist in every one of your groups of 3. So you'll need multiple Machinists. This one is quite a hard one. I'm not sure if we'll get to it immediately. Yeah, that's right. I've done a Final Fantasy X walkthrough as well. Now, that was a fun one. I do like Final Fantasy X. And it was a good excuse to play that game when the remaster came out back on PS3. The same reason why I play quite a bit of Final Fantasy XII lately, actually. So just to confirm, guys, you can watch me on Twitch as well if you want to. Although I've only just started streaming on Twitch, so I haven't really got a big audience on that platform. But I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time here. Okay, so I'm just going to head over into the bazaar, because if we speak to the guy that does the selling there, he can sometimes upgrade his wares depending on the latest thing that Mont Blanc has told us, our clan points, the number of hunts we've defeated, things of that nature. And I don't think he'll have anything too exciting for us at the moment compared to what we've already seen. But I do like to check it out. Aha! Ha! Ha ha ha! I had no idea the cat ear hood was available after 14 hunts. I kept thinking it was 16. Ah, I would like that very, very much, if I might. We'll sell the mitre. I do not like selling the staffs. We'll sell the flame tongue, I guess. Okay, we'll sell that. I don't think I'll be using that anytime soon. And we'll go ahead and purchase the cat ear hood. So I do want to get Bubble as well shortly. Right, the cat ear hood is fantastic. We'll start by giving it to the characters that aren't doing anything, such as Bash. And what this is going to do, we need to actually teach it in first, accessory 16, is give us the opportunity to start getting a gil as we get experience. Don't think we're going to have the gil to learn it right at this moment though. We need 70 LP. But a quick run through trial mode and that should get us going. So we'll just head over to a save point, I think. And just make one quick round through there. Probably no further than round 10, I should think, or stage 10. And then we can really start getting our gil up. There is actually a cheat in the PC version, which I am playing, if you go to config. I'm sure many of you will know this, where you can maximise your gil instantly, along with your license points. But I'm going to be avoiding using those throughout this particular playthrough. And instead we'll just get that stuff manually. It's not actually hard to get anyway, quite frankly. So I'll just race through the first few stages here, basically until Bash gets 70 license points. Which shouldn't take long at all. In fact, we'll go ahead. In fact, it doesn't even matter who learns it. Oh, you sound a bit like me then. A bit of a Final Fantasy fan. I've probably spent more time with the Final Fantasy games than any other game that I've played. Actually, that's not true. There are a few games I can think of in the sandbox genre that I've played a lot of. But in terms of progressive story games, then yeah, Final Fantasy is one of my favourite franchises, as I'm sure many of you can tell. By the type of games that I have available on the channel. Most of them are Final Fantasy of some form. I'm just going to quit now, that'll do. So we'll go back to the title menu and load that autosave. Bringing everything back with us into the main game. Right then, so accessories. That's the one. Cat ear hood. And I'm pretty sure now our money problems are going to be a thing of the past. And I think, in fact I'm almost certain, that even your backline characters that don't tend to get... Is it experience or license points? It's license points, I think. Which is why Cat Ear Hood, it works even on your backline characters, because they don't gain experience, even though they do gain license points. And we can actually have 6 of these equipped, 1 on each character. And then we'll just literally have tons and tons of gil. As a matter of fact, just as an experiment, I am going to go through trial mode once more here, now that we have that item equipped on Bash, and we'll see how much gil we come out with after just a few rounds with one cat ear hood, even though we can have up to 6 of them equipped. In fact, we probably won't get a whole lot, I'm thinking, because it is based on level as well. But we'll see what happens. I think it's like level multiplied by license points or something. Multiplied by how many cat ear hoods you have. Oh, congratulations, Reckles, on getting that spear. There you go, look, obtain 260 gil. So we're getting that every time we kill something here. And as we get more license points, we'll get even more. So we came into this with 1,000 gil. We should be coming out after just a few minutes with a heck of a lot more. I did actually make a video on this accessory. A dedicated video, because I thought it would answer everyone's questions when they watch my playthrough. But I still got a heck of a lot of questions, comments I should say, all over my Final Fantasy XII videos asking how I was getting so much gil popping up in the top corner of the game as I played. Oh, already back up to 12k as well. Yeah, I'm not looting the chests at the moment. Just trying to test out this new accessory that we've looted or purchased. So we'll finish off after Belial's here. And it looks like we're going to have gained about 19 to 20,000 gil, having come back here. So was that on the PC version, Reckless? That you got the item? Okay, we'll go ahead and save and then head back to the main game. Will turn-based ever come back to Final Fantasy? It's possible, but I don't think it will ever come back to Final Fantasy in the form of a main Final Fantasy numbered game like Final Fantasy 16 or whatever it is that's going to come next. But maybe in some smaller games that are in the Final Fantasy franchise, then yeah, it could very well happen. Ah, fantastic stuff then, Reckless. That's good. Yeah, I haven't quite got that far yet on my playthrough on the PC. Hiya folks, welcome to those just joining us on the stream. I'm quite excited because I've managed to get to the point where we can equip or purchase the cat ear hood accessory, which will give us a heck of a lot of gil as we make our way through the rest of the game here. And it is based on your character's level, so ours is still quite low, but even so, with just one equipped, we're already up to 21,000 gil after just 2 or 3 minutes in trial mode. Right, so let's just see briefly what hunts we've got available to us at this point now, since we have picked a few up. That one's probably still a little bit too hard to go for at the moment, but I'm thinking number 13 here should be okay. This one's back in the Paramina Rift, so we need to go to Mount Armisis in order to speak to the dude that's going to give it to us, hopefully. It is a level 28 monster, so within our kind of range. Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out. I've no idea when, probably still a long time away. But even so, I've heard that's going to have a much more modern combat system to the original Final Fantasy VII, which doesn't surprise me, quite frankly. It's going to be much more similar to Final Fantasy 15 than it is to the original game. Okay, so we need to find the dude that we can chat to about this. Oh, we still haven't purchased the maps. Well, let's do that now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and select the hunt here from hymns for the feral retriever. And I was just saying earlier, but I think my microphone was playing up when I did. There's actually a game coming out on Thursday called Secret of Mana. And it's pretty much an old style Final Fantasy game, in all but name only. It was a SNES game originally, but it's now been remastered by Square, coming out on PC and PS4. I've checked out a few videos for it. It looks pretty fun, pretty old school and traditional. So hopefully we'll have a bit of fun with that one. And as I say, that should be Thursday. So check that game out if you haven't already. You might want to play along as I go through with it. So this is where the feral retriever is going to be located. And it can be a tricky one. Let's just bring the map up here. So you can get some nice pieces of equipment actually around the chests in the Paramina Rift. Although I have done a few rounds anyway myself, so I'm not going to be opening everything that we see on the way here today. And we are still getting gil for every kill that we make, due to the cat ear hood accessory that Bash has equipped. And I'm just going to remind myself exactly where this was again. Okay, we're nearly there. So soon we'll be losing Larsa out of the party. And it would be helpful at that point if we could go ahead and have our own copy of Bubble. But I think we need to do 2 more hunts before we can go ahead and purchase that from the bazaar at Rabanasta. Right, so somewhere around here, I believe, is where the hunt is located. Have we got any ranged characters out at the moment? Yes. We've got Larsa. A game, Vincial, called Secret of Mana. It's a Japanese role-playing game. And it's very similar to old school Final Fantasy games. It's a remastered version of the game that originally came out on Super Nintendo. So I didn't play the original myself, but I am looking forward to the remake. So this guy does like to throw a few status ailments around the place. I'm going to go ahead, as it's almost dead, and unleash a mist quickening attack. I could do with maxing out our mist charges actually. Some of my characters still only have 1, which does mean that the chains aren't particularly long. Hiya Simus, welcome to the stream.
Got a surprise for you.
We was talking about Secret of Mana, Simus. Are you going to be playing that one, are you, when it comes out on Thursday?
Got a surprise for you.
I know a few people have told me they will be, but I can't remember who it is. Come on, mystery charge. Or something. Feral strike, that'll do. The reason why you want to finish off with a missed quickening attack on this guy is because he starts casting balance at the end, which can very easily wipe the party if you're not ready for it. And to be honest, we're not. So if we can get a good chain going here, it will help us out big time. I want to try and get into the teens if we can.
How about some of this?
I meant to hit the recharge. The general rule for getting high quickening chains is if you see a mischarge, pick a mischarge. There we go. Not that we had much choice there. Oh, that's a shame, Seamus. I know what you mean, though. Our car's forever playing up, and it's supposed to be a newish car as well. And they don't half cost money, don't they, when they break down and need stuff doing to them. Especially for me, because I know very little about cars, unfortunately. Which means I'm always at the mercy of the garages and that to get them fixed. Cataclysm, I don't think... Oh, no, we have seen Cataclysm. We definitely haven't seen Black Hole yet. And it's probably going to be a while before we do. It's dead. Wonderful. So, Feral Retriever has been vanquished. Right, so we're going to head back now. To the Paramina... No, to Mount Baromesis. We're already in Paramina Rift. Say hello to this fella. And this one. I'm trying to get a schedule going as well, guys, with the stream now. So then hopefully you'll know when it is that I'm going live in advance. And at the moment the schedule is 2:30 UK time, Monday to Saturday. Now there will be exceptions to that. Hello Elmer, welcome to the stream. There will be exceptions to that schedule if I'm out and about or whatever the case may be. But generally speaking, that's what I'll be sticking to. I also want to try and stream in the evenings as well, about 9:30 UK time. But I can't guarantee that, which is why I haven't included it in the schedule. But it would be a bonus if I can. Right, let's go and speak to Hims. Tell him the good news. Get a hunting crossbow, a couple more teleport stones as well. And that hunting crossbow is in fact an upgrade for Ashe. Varn is actually using a burning bow. And the reason for that is it actually increases fire damage. So some of his spells as Red Battle Mage will be doing more damage because he's got that equipped. It's also nice just to use as a bow as well. Especially since in the PC version I'm not going to be able to probably get things like the invisible weapon, sight and grat. So we have to actually make use with the standard items that the game gives us. Oh, that's unfortunate, Jotalan. Well, hopefully you'll be able to get it at some point. I don't want to go ahead just yet still because I want to make sure we've done what we can while we're using Larsa here. In terms of hunts now, we could actually go ahead and do this one, a Tingling Toast. I'm just worried it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because it is a level 38 hunt. Although if we do have a tank, which we do, maybe we could actually have a stab at it. Alright then, I'd say we're going to go ahead and risk it. How it's going to go, I'm not totally sure. Have I spoke to the petitioner, or do we need to go and do that? No. For some reason I must have picked it up in Bajurba. We do just need to pop back over to the old Rabanasta in order to pick this one up. Hi guys, welcome to those joining us on the stream over the last few minutes. We're just going for a few starting hunts here today. And then we'll be moving on, hopefully anyway, with the story. Making a little bit more progress. For our first stream of the week here. So into the Sand Sea we go. Oh, that's useful to know, Simas. I'm thinking of making a video about that, actually, to help people out that really want to get that bow. I know a few people on stream over the end of last week were saying that they really, really want to get the bow, but don't know how because you can't use the RNG manipulation. But I've never used Cheat Engine myself before, and it looked quite confusing when I had a brief look at it, so... Was it fairly simple to do to get working? There won't be any more hunts now. Okay, so we need to head over to the Tingling caverns, and the best entrance to that dungeon, since there are a few for this particular hunt, I think is the Wester Sand. So we'll head over there next. Did you just have to change some values, CMAS, or was there some kind of download that you did where somebody else had set it up for you? I want to purchase a few Gambits, we're missing a few still. And now we should be getting some gil, we can afford it. Have you tried it as well, have you, Elmer? Like I say, I haven't really looked at it yet, but I do want to make a video on it since I know a lot of people are asking about it. One thing I do want to get, actually, is self MP less than 10% for the charge Gambit. Self HP, where's MP? There it is. Oh, I've already got that one. It's actually HP less than 90%. For healing out of combat is what I wanted. Okay, Seamus, I'll have to check it out then. I'll check that out after the stream, thank you. I was more concerned, actually, about damaging my save files, but I guess if you make backups and that, it's not a big problem, is it? I'll just purchase them. So in the original Final Fantasy XII, I'm sure most of you here remember, but for the benefit of those who might watch the video later, Gambits were found in treasure chests throughout the world. And as a kind of quality of life change, the developers decided that here in the Zodiac age, they would just all be purchasable instead. And they were actually randomised previously. You never knew which Gambit you were going to get when you opened a chest. So it was actually a bit of a pain if you needed certain Gambits. Okay, Alma. So if you do the table that someone else has sorted already, then I guess you can just import it, can't you, and have it done for you. I also saw as well that somebody's working on a mod to put the original license board back in the game. The non-Zodiac version of the license board. But again, that was just a little bit complicated for me, so I left it as it was. But it's nice to see that people are actually working on these things. And hopefully in a few weeks' time, maybe a little bit less or a little bit longer, everything could be working properly in terms of how buggy these things are. And will help a lot of people out. Okay, I see. So they're more temporary things, but I guess once you've got the weapon that you want, or the item that you want, then you're good to go anyway, aren't you? That is something I would like. HP less than 90% ally is actually quite useful, because you can set it as a gambit underneath your attack gambits, and that way then one of your healers can just keep everybody topped up outside of combat. Okay, I'll have to check that one out then. So thanks to those of you in chat talking about that. Once this stream's finished, I'll have a look at it. Sorry guys, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world to stock up on the gambits. We'll leave it at there for now. Break it up a bit. I don't need the others desperately. Ah, okay. Oh, I'll have a look at that then. I probably won't be doing a whole lot or any cheating, quite frankly, on this save file. But I wouldn't mind having a couple of other save files where I can play about with stuff. And plus, I would like to, you know, help others and that with using it, since a few on the stream have said that they want to get those things going but are unsure how. Hi, Adam. Welcome to the stream. So we're heading over now to the Wester Sand and we'll take on this next hunt. Hopefully, anyway. We'll see how we get on with it, because it is about a level 40 hunt. Quite a bit higher than we are. But if we set Bash or Balthea up as tank... Oh, I see what you mean, Seamas. Yeah, I did actually install Cheat Engine when I had a brief look at it. And yeah, you have to click you don't agree, don't you, to some of the options. Otherwise, it starts filling your computer with bloatware stuff. Right, okay. I think it's one of these exits that we need. Right, let's just move ahead here. Okay, we need to go south. So we're going to the 13 and caverns. And it's one of these exits that we need. We're doing a hunt which might be too much for us, but we'll see how we get on. This one here, number 9, a Tingling Toast. So it's in the 13 and dungeon. But it's a level 40 hunt. A little bit higher than we are. I just want to see what this exit is. My mind's kind of blanked out. Ah, okay. It's just back to the geezers, so we can head back to this area, and then the dungeons are over at the west part of this zone. So we've done 15 hunts at the moment. Yeah, blind's useful, Adam. You're right on this one. And so is slow. I'll see what we can set up before we actually get in with the hunt in question. But if I set a tank up with decoy as well, I'm kind of hoping we'll get away with it. So let me just see what we've got in terms of Gambit setup with our current party. So Fran is ready to cast Blind. Yeah, Dispel is obviously a useful one as well. I'm generally just using Dispel Gambits at the moment, although I do have Dispel Magic. Yep. That's what I'm hoping, Alma. I'm trying to make the most out of Larsa while we've got him. I don't yet have the ability to purchase Bubble. But I'm thinking we might do, you know, after we finish this hunt, actually. I think we'll have completed the required number of hunts at that point in order to get our own copy of Bubble. But until that point, we're using Larsa anyway, so that's okay. Right, and I'm pretty sure he spawns around here. Let's try and take care of the toads first. And we have got a nice quickening ready to go. Right, it should be around here, I'm sure of it. Sometimes can be a bit of a nuisance to spawn, actually, if I remember. Oh yeah, good point. You can do that with a lot of stuff, Elmer, with Gambits. If you use the Gambit any, so any ally, any foe, then generally the game is smart enough to not spam that ability, but to just use it when necessary. I mean, I use it all the time with status items. So Varn isn't spamming Gold Needle, but he will use it because it's on any. Anytime an ally is petrified, or whatever the case is. Yeah, Bubble and Decoy is a beautiful combo. Works very well together. Especially early in the game, but all the way through, of course, as well. Right, there it is. So we'll start by throwing a bit of a Dispel. Moat. And we're going to go ahead and turn Blind on. And as Blind hit, can't see a thing from these angles here. I'm guessing it has, otherwise Fran will be casting it again. Yeah, it has. I can see it's got Blind on it. So we'll try and get the health down a little bit here. This is a level 40 or 39 enemy. And then we'll unleash a quickening chain. And if we can get slow going, I'll leave slow for now, but you can cast slow. Uh-oh. We need to get Balthea up and about as soon as possible, really. Okay, so you got Decoy active now. Yes, he has. So the plan is to do a little bit more damage to this guy and then unleash a quickening chain. Hopefully get a decent one. Could do with a couple of... yes, Scourge is a good one. I'll take that, Larsa. I was going to say a couple of Skaiths. Where's all the freaking high potions? Oh, there they are, down the bottom, hiding away. Okay, that's it. We're going to unleash our quickening chain at this point. And hopefully that'll be the end of Marilith. Let's try and get a good chain going here. Problem is we don't have maximum mischarges yet. Meaning that we can't get our chains as high as normal. But see a mischarge, pick a mischarge. Yes, Adam, I am getting it, but I think it's Thursday, not Wednesday. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. But yeah, I am getting that. I was talking about it a little bit in chat earlier on. I've heard that it is basically Final Fantasy in all but name. So, old school Final Fantasy as well. Okay, Adam. That's good to know then. Wednesday. Sooner than I thought. Are you getting it on PC or PS4?
How about some of this? How about some of this?
I don't know what I'm getting it for yet. Probably PC. So if we can get the quickening chain to the teens here, then we should be able to finish this guy off, I reckon. Hiya Lisa, welcome to the stream. I've actually found a whole new appreciation for Final Fantasy XII since the remaster release on PS4 last year. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot even back in the day on PS2. But I think I've actually enjoyed it a lot more since the Zodiac Age has come out. I don't know whether that's just because... I don't know, maybe I just, like I say, appreciate it more. Or maybe some of the new changes have really caught my attention. I just find it quite addictive, to be honest with you. Looks like Fran will be finishing off with a nice 3-tier missed attack here.
It ends now.
18 hits, not too shabby. Considering that we've only got a few of our mischarges learned at the moment. If you're interested in Secrets of Mana, guys, you should be able to use one of the discount codes I've got in the description to GMG to get it cheaper than Steam. You still get the Steam code, but a little bit cheaper than buying directly. At least that's what I'll be doing. There we go. Nice 30k damage. And we get the Cask of Serpent Wine Must. And we need to head back now to Rabanasta in order to hand that particular quest in. Oh, okay, Adam. Is that the same in the US and the EU, is it? Or is that just EU? Is it Wednesday in the US? We'll just run back, I think, to Rabanasta, save using a teleport crystal. But I'll actually be doing a live stream on it once I've got it. And then if you guys aren't too sure about whether you want it or not, you're welcome to stop by at that live stream and see what it's all about. Another thing I was looking at doing as well, in terms of YouTube and what have you, I know it's probably not everything, it's not something that everybody here is going to want, but I do like to share my thoughts on that with people, is I've had quite a few people asking if I do walkthroughs and stuff without commentary, and the general consensus is no, I won't, because that's not really what my channel's become known for. But then it got me thinking if there's a way with OBS, which is the software I use to record, as to whether I can record with and without, stream like I'm doing now, with commentary, but then also record the files separately without commentary, and then I could possibly set up a second YouTube channel to stick all my walkthroughs on that I record going forward, but without the commentary track. But I just can't find a way of doing it. Which is annoying. Because it would be pretty awesome if I could appeal to that particular YouTube audience as well that don't want commentary with their walkthroughs and playthroughs. But what I wouldn't want to do is do that on my main channel. And what I wouldn't want to do is have to play a game through twice so that I can get it with and without audio commentary. Okay, so we've handed in the hunt there, so I'm just going to check how many we've done now. I think we've done about 16, actually. 15, yeah, we've done 16 hunts. So that should actually unlock Bubble at this point, I'm thinking. Oh, I see, Adam. I'm thinking I might get it on the PC, but then I might get it on the PS4. Because I haven't done any live streaming with the PS4 yet. So it'd be a good opportunity to get some practice in with that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, CMAS. The problem is I'm not the most technical person in the world. And because I'm live streaming, that has to all go through the same program. The microphone commentary and the video has to be in the same software. As far as I know, anyway. So the only other thing I can think of is if I have another program recording gameplay at the same time. But I'm worried then it's just going to completely and utterly hog all the system resources. Yeah, we can buy Bubble now. And we absolutely will do so. So soon we'll be saying goodnight to Larsa. He'll be on his merry way. And yeah, I'll miss having him as a fourth party member, casting Shades of Black. I think you're right, Alma, yeah. Have to record it twice. I just don't know how that's going to slow things down, you see, because I tested with Final Fantasy 15, the benchmark tool that's available for PC now, to see if your game can run, or to see if your computer can run the game. And I got a score of like 6,300. But then when I did it again and recorded the footage as I was doing the benchmark, the score dropped by about 1,000. So it does make a notable difference recording. And recording twice at once, I've no idea what that's going to do. That's a good point, Adam. With Elgato, I think you're right. You can do that, can't you? Yeah, maybe I can do it with PS4 games then, but not... I could actually... You can use Elgato with the PC. With PC games, I mean. Ah. That's interesting. Maybe I'll move over to using the Elgato software away from OBS. Yeah, thanks, Adam, for that. I'll have to set up my stream overlays again. But that shouldn't be a big problem, I wouldn't have thought. Right, what am I doing now? I guess we're just going to proceed with the story more than anything, can't we? See if any of these folks have got anything to say for themselves. We'll just move on. Oh, that's a pretty good score then, Adam. Yeah, my first score, I think, was 6,300. And I'm running a GTX 980 Ti. It's quite amazing, actually, just how quickly graphics cards, you know, become obsolete as time goes on. The 980 Ti was like the best of the best in terms of, you know, not including the Titan graphics cards for Nvidia. But now even a 1070 outperforms it. And that was just a couple of years ago when that came out. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, in a couple of years' time what kind of graphics card action we've got going on. I would like to upgrade some of my computer hardware sooner rather than later. But as with all these things, A lot of other stuff in life has to take priority, unfortunately. Hello, JM Lawrence. Welcome back to the stream. Now soon, not yet, but soon, we'll be able to go around and collect a bunch of espers. Okay, we'll head on inside. I'm going to try and be quiet during some of the cutscenes and what have you. Oh, Amos, thank you ever so much for the YouTube subscription. That's very much appreciated. Right, cutscene time.
Is he sleeping?
No, my child.
Whoa.
I do not sleep. I dream. For reality and illusion are a duality. Two parts of a whole. Only the mirror of dreams reflects what is true.
Anastasis, your grace. I am
Lay
Ashelia.
down your words. Ashelia, daughter of Ramanas, I have dreamt your dream. Who better to carry on the Dalmascan line than she who bears the Dawn Shard? Your dream of a kingdom restored is known to me.
Grand Kiltius, then give us your blessing. Grant the Lady Ashe her accession
I do not
to
suppose this is something you might reconsider. My little emperor-in-waiting. You called and I have come.
This is the man I wanted you to meet. Believe it or not, he is a member of the noble house Margrace, rulers of the Rosarian Empire.
I am but one of very, very many. Try as I might, I could not stop this war alone. Thus, I came seeking Lars's assistance. Alcide Margrace at your service. To think I stand before the Lady Ashe, it is truly an honor. I see it is true after all. Stunning is Dalmasca's desert bloom.
In Arcadia, Larsa. In Rosaria, Alcid. They dream not of war. Should empire join with empire, the way will open for a new Ivalice in our time.
Grand Kiltius, you speak much of dreams, but in the real world, war is upon us.
Grand Kiltius, I was told my coming here would prevent this war. I was to assume my father's throne and announce the restoration of Dalmasca, treat with the Empire for peace, and persuade the resistance to stay their hand. I have not come all this way to be asked to reconsider.
A word from you and the resistance would stop cold, and Rosaria's pretexts for joining the war scattered off to the four winds. This was what we had hoped. Alas, circumstances change. A full 2 years have passed since your reported death. Were it to become known you are still alive, I fear it could only worsen our current situation.
Because I am powerless to help.
Nay, in fact it has little to do with you.
Then what? If Lady Ashe were to extend her hand in friendship, perhaps I could then persuade the Emperor. His Excellency will solve things peacefully.
The Emperor Gramis is no more. His life was taken.
Father...
So at this point the view switches for some more cutscene action. And Larsa is about to be leaving us, unfortunately.
Will not stand for this.
A viper amongst our
With
senators?
Chairman Gregoroth as its head. With what dignity remained him, he confessed to the poisoning and passed his own
A
sentence.
viper with many tails. Much of the Senate is culpable.
We had no choice but to strip the Senate of authority and assign powers of autocracy to myself until such time as order...
Spare me your lies! I see the serpent coiled here before me!
Trace, you speak too freely.
Zargabath! Do not tell me you join in this mama's farce!
With Rosaria poised to invade at any moment, our leader must have a free hand.
The once great House Solidor is now reduced to myself and my dear brother Larsa.
Surely you would not go so far. Vain Solidor! As Judge, Magister, and Upholder of the law, I hereby place you under arrest.
You misunderstand. Vayne did not make himself autocrat. It was the very Ministry of Law which you serve. Do you see it now, Drace? When you bared your sword at His Excellency, you bared your sword at the law.
You wear the mama's motley well, Bergen. Such strength. Inhuman.
Zargabath, take the Alexander. You will accompany Bergen and bring Larsa back to me.
Sire.
Your Excellency, Lord Larsa was placed under my charge.
Oh? Perhaps you mistook your orders then. I can see no other explanation for why you were reporting and conjecturing on my doings to my late father.
Your Excellency.
A hound begging for scraps at the Emperor's table. Would you serve another master, Hound? You may fulfill your duty as Judge Magister before us all. She has been tried and found guilty.
Your Excellency, I beg you reconsider.
Thanks for mentioning that, Adam. I will have a look at it after the stream. I had to make some changes when we first started today because the mic was pumped well up to the top for some reason. I think Windows decided to go a bit mental and change everything. So I did make some adjustments. I'll have a look at the game audio, but I'll have to wait until after the stream so I can test things out. I'm actually going to be making some changes before tonight's stream, though. I'm going to try and set things up through Elgato, because I need to be able to make separate recording files without commentary as well. And without the stream overlay if possible. But I will be going for another stream, as I say, later on today. So I'll be testing a few things out when we do that.
And so House Solidor lives on.
Let us suppose you approach the Empire with a peaceful resolution. The late Emperor Gramis would have lent you his ear, that much is certain, but we are dealing with vain Solidor. Should the princess return, he would claim her an impostor, or to tempt the resistance into battle. Vayne wants this war, that much is certain. As our ill luck would have it, the man is a military genius.
The dreams have told me thus. To reveal yourself would imperil us all. I see war, and Vane's name writ bold on history's page.
Arcadia's banners fly high. They are making ready for the coming war. According to our latest reports, the Western Armada prepares for war, under Vane's command, no less. The newly formed 12th Fleet has already been deployed. Oh yes, the Imperial First Fleet stands ready. They'll be underway as soon as the Odin's refit is complete. And there is more. The 2nd Caravan Expeditionary Force is being called in to replace the missing 8th, so there will be no gaps. The largest force ever seen.
And then, the Nethicite is the coup de grace. Grand Kiltius, your grace. I spoke to you of my succession. Let us put that aside. Should I become Queen of Dalmasca now, powerless as I am, I can protect nothing. With a greater power at my disposal, perhaps then...
It is the Nethicite of which you dream?
I require something far greater.
To wield power against power. Truly, the words of a Hume child.
I am descended from the Dynast King himself.
Indeed. Then you have but one choice. Seek you the other power Wraithwall left.
Does such a thing exist?
Journey across the Paramana Rift to the still shrine of Miriam. There rests the gift he entrusted to the Grand Kiltius of his time. Seek it out. The Sword of Kings can cut through Nethicite. Why he would entrust the power to destroy Nethicite, the instrument of his greatness, to another and not to his own progeny, I cannot say. Awaken Ashelia Benagan and take up your sword, or your dream will remain but a dream. My dream too fades into day.
Freaking heck, that was a lot of cutscenes. Managed to get some work done while they were playing. Okay, well, with that done then, we can actually head back out of this place. And start making our way over to the Steel Shrine of Miriam, which is going to be our next story dungeon. But there will be a couple of hunts open up to us. Whether we'll do those before or not, I'll probably leave as a decision for later on. But I'm going to be going off soon because I actually want to try and make a few changes to how I'm going to be live streaming. In particular, I want to try and see if I can live stream through Elgato for the reasons mentioned earlier on. But just in case things go wrong for later, I do want to get all that set up beforehand. So let's go ahead and save at this point. And the good thing with streaming actually through Elgato, over and above streaming through, non-Elgato, through OBS, is that streaming through Elgato has the hardware recording using the capture card, so you're not having to rely on your computer specs or the software to actually use the resources to capture the video, which is helpful. But we'll see how we get on with it coming up in the next stream. Alright then folks, well I think we'll finish off there today. I'm going to go and take a break now. So thanks for those of you that have stopped by and joined me. And I know it's not been the busiest of streams, but it's been fun chatting to you all. So hopefully some of you will be able to make it back later tonight. I'm going to schedule the next stream for 9:30 UK time. So it tends to get a little bit busier on those ones. And we'll continue on, probably getting on with the story, I'd imagine. Making our way through the Paramina Rift and then into the Steel Shrine itself. But I'll have a look around, see if there's anything else we can do before that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by then, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream at this point. If I can. Goodbye.